Okay, chapter 3, lecture 4, uh, algorithmic trading. Algorithmic trading is using computers or programs to make rapid trading decisions. So these types of programs can, monitor monitor changes in market prices for various securities and act on them and so forth. I'm gonna next slide. I've added a chart of the 1987 stock market crash. We'll talk about that a little bit in a second. But the these algorithms, they do perform high frequency trading. They programs that make very quick decisions that take advantage of make very small profits, but they'll do so with they'll make a significant amount of money, but by the amount of volume that they trade, the number of shares that they trade. Um, so here we have a chart of the Dow Jones Industrial from August of 1987 to January of 1987. The most important spot in there is would be October 19th, 1987. So also referred to as Black Monday. The stock market dropped from somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,500 to below 1,800 in a single day. The Dow Jones did, not the entire stock market. But so anyway, this drop, it was determined after the fact, was the result of the program trading or algorithmic trading. So as a result of the crash, the many new strategies were put into place. Namely, there are basically shutoffs that are set in place if the market drops or particular stocks drop by a certain percentage. The trading will be halted at that point. So it can affect an individual stock, or it can affect the entire Dow Jones. So anyway, dark pools. So the outside of the normal stock markets, NYSE, Amex, NASDAQ, they're what are called dark pools. So the dark pools are ECNs, or electronic communication networks, where participants can buy and sell large blocks of securities anonymously. This can be very valuable to someone who holds a very large position in a company, especially someone who is, maybe that's a key a key figure in the management of a company, a a lot of people would use that information, this as a signal to buy or a sell, as to the an indication of the future direction of the company. So, in order to conceal their trades, these the high net worth investors will use these dark pools. Dark pools have become more and more prevalent over the past 10 to 15 years. So also their trading is done in blocks, at least 10,000 shares. So globalization of the stock market. So moving to automated electronic trading. Almost all trading is done electronically. Some very large transactions are will will actually be handled by the specialist at the market, but for the most part, most trading is automated. Also, the markets are moving more and more towards 24-hour trading. So markets have consolidated. We've seen different mergers in markets, more so in Europe, different and so forth. But they've certainly consolidated. The next slide is I think, very informative. Um, the many times over the past 30 years, it's been predicted that the U.S. Was going to cease to be the world's financial center, and New York would cease to be the world's financial center, and so forth. Well, I think um, this slide point is pretty points out that we're a long way from that happening. The NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, its market capitalization in 2016 was just below $20 trillion. So the next largest uh, stock market was the Nasdaq at $8 trillion. Behind them was Japan at around 5 trillion. Then Shanghai or China at around 4 trillion. So the Nasdaq and the NYSE make up the the vast majority of the world stock markets. So the the demise of the U.S. and New York as the world's financial center is a long way away. We'll start the next lecture with trading costs.